in the world. This is the 3rd of July. Tomorrow, ladies, is the 4th of July, which is our Independence Day. Unfortunately, we are still in a state of captivity. So hopefully, tomorrow is going to be the last 4th of July in captivity. So say hello wherever you are if you just come in. So I'm just going to wait a little bit until some of you are here. Hello, ladies. Say hello when you show up. I'm not sure if I can see your comments, but I would want to have you ask questions during this free class. I'm going to talk about, among other things, and what works better instead. This is the question from our last free class, like in April. It's like almost 3 months ago. So I showed up the last time, April 25th. And after that, there's a lot of happening. You know, my Facebook account got restricted, like still, you know, one of them still restricted. So I have to borrow someone else's account to go online. Yes. So before we start, I want to tell you what's new in the headquarters. We have this week alone, ladies. We have like 2 engagements from Christine and the other lady. I forgot the name. I'm sorry if I forgot your name, hon. But anyway, congratulations. I'm so excited for your new chapter in life. And it shows even during very hard time, during lockdown and recession, Karina Pang's principles still work marvelously well. So don't bait and switch. That is always my message to you, ladies, meaning that if you get the guy because you are a cat's goddess, right? You are emotionally free. You have nothing to lose. You always vibrate from the high frequency of fullness and inner security. Don't switch into a woman who is just like a leaking jug, right? Because whatever, however much amount water your man feels in the jug, because it's leaking, it can never get filled. It can never be full. So if you are a woman like that, your relationship is going to be very rocky. And when it gets rocky, unfortunately, marriage counseling doesn't really work. And I will explain it to you why it's not working and what works better instead, right? So, what else? Oh, yeah. What better? I'm just gonna tell you what works better instead, which is my profound inner work program that is currently ongoing and live on the 11th week, and the last 2 weeks, which is the beef of the program itself, is shadow work. The program is called Journey Inward, and this is the 8th cycle, which goes even deeper than the previous 7 cycles I have done. And the title of this cycle is the Odyssey, an epic journey toward wholeness, right? So the key for you to heal your rocky relationship or your rocky marriage is by getting to the place of wholeness, by healing all your unresolved issues, all your wounds or woundedness. Okay, that is the definition of becoming whole. And becoming whole also entails you reclaiming all your split personalities or denied self, which is also called the shadow side. And I cannot tell you how healing this program has been, especially the last, I think, 3 or 4 weeks, right? The ladies begin to really just like open up, and they bloom, they get out of their cocoon. Some of the ladies already got their exes back thanks to the program, and they got back to the program after the honeymoon period of getting back together that involves traveling together. So congratulations to the ladies who got their exes back. So if you are in the same situation in which you don't know whether you still can save your relationship, or is it worth it to save your relationship, PM me after this class, ladies, and I can guide you, give you like 20 minutes or something of my time to speak direct to you, and to tell you if this program, Journey Inward, is the right fit for you, and whether or not you can expect to improve your relationship with the principles and the self-discoveries and the inner knowledge that I teach, that nobody else in the business can teach. I can assure you that. All right, so that is Journey Inward, right? And then another thing, of course, my fan subscription is alive and well, ladies. Currently, we have 167 classes that I call satsangs in the fan subscriptions, and you can listen to all of them upon signing up. 67 classes just for $99. It's so dirt cheap. $99. It's like less than $4 a day. $3 more or less, right? $3 a day. That is like the price of a cup of coffee in Starbucks. You got $3 a day. You got this soul nourishment with the one and only, the man whisperer and the last resort. I can tell you, if you have been looking around for relationship advice and it hasn't worked, only one person can help you out of your predicament. That is Katarina Pang. I have no doubt about it. Okay, so the previous, for example, 2 classes alone is worth the $99. The previous 2 classes that I would recommend you ladies to listen to right away upon signing up is 3 scenarios that will put you in a friend zone with a guy. Okay, and the last one, which I did last Wednesday, I talked about why energy is everything and why men respond to your energy and what you need to do so you can cultivate that mesmerizing energy that a guy cannot say no to, or especially the that you are so attracted to, that you adore so much, right? That seems so flaky and wishy-washy. What is the key for them to respond to your energy? So sign up. I give you the link on the original post for both Journey Inward and fan subscription. Sign up today and enjoy the wealth of information not available anywhere else in the world. I can tell you that, not available anywhere else in the world. Before I am a successful relationship coach, ladies, I was a client and a customer looking for relationship advice that worked, that didn't exist at that time. So I am a pioneer. I was and still am a pioneer. Nowadays, there are a lot of coaches that take my style of inner work, of working on yourself, of not reactive. They don't give credit to the original owners, even though they are my former clients, right? Which is shady. So these days, a lot of coaches sound like cat and try to be like cat, but of course they are not cat. All right, and So get ready with your question, ladies. So what else? That is the announcement. Oh, I also put up a link to a class on the original post about one class that can open up your horizon. That what is better than marital counseling is really working on your own self by yourself, and you show up differently. So you can save your marriage or your relationship alone, even though when your man, your husband, your EOM has checked out. That is the one skill, the one specialty that Karina Pang marvelously has. Okay, and then not many coaches can teach you this, and it takes the peak of emotional intelligence for anyone to be able to turn around their relationship like that. Okay, ladies. So let's start with the why marital counseling doesn't work, ladies. So if you have been in a marital counseling, right? And what's gonna happen usually? So you're gonna be sitting in a room together with your husband or man and with a counselor, right? And then both of you will present, your side of the story, which is, of course, you need both sides of the story. Now the problem is in the marital counseling, it's very rare that the counselor will tell you your blind spot, because probably they themselves are just not, number one, they're not really that deep in their understanding of human nature, right? Or uh, psychological issues that are involved in a relationship, or in saving a relationship. And they are trained also by those who are pretty much bound to the traditional ways of marital counseling, which is focusing on issues that in the long run don't really fix the marriage, don't really matter, in fact, right? Like communication, how to communicate your pain, your suffering, your sorrow to your partner in a way that they can understand you and then change themselves to adjust to you, right? So the focus is still and always about changing the other person to adjust to your expectations and wishes and desires, and not to hurt your feelings. And very little focus is given on your part, on your contribution to the problems, on why you always like get offended all the time, get butt hurt by every little thing, and then make a mountain of a molehill of every situation with your husband or your partner, right? I want to say hello to Sunshine. Hello, Sunshine. Thank you for being here, honey. You are on YouTube. And Donna. Okay, how to handle when your husband doesn't really trust you. I will probably address that in a bit as we go. And let me address some other ladies. I'm in 3 groups and my 2 pages. So let's see what's going on here. If anyone say hello or anything. Hi Lexi, how are you, honey? Hi Christine. Happy 4th indeed. Oh my God. Another 4th of July is coming. I can't believe it. So I hope you ladies are having a good time, right? Celebrate and enjoy. Tomorrow Joey and I are probably going to have barbecue by ourselves. So anyway, go back to marital counseling. So a lot of you ladies, you go into a relationship with a very skewed expectation and mindset. Your mindset is, I get into a relationship to be happy. So basically, I expect my marriage or my relationship to save me from myself. I expect my husband to fill me up emotionally, right? And relationship is supposed to be like rose and rainbow, filled with passionate nights by the fireplace every night, and all the illusion about relationship that get shattered pretty much right away when you realize that, wow, it's harder than I thought. This is like, and it is only harder because you pretty much you don't know how to deal with yourself. You don't know how to deal with your own wounds, right? And then your wounds will mar your perceptions of everything. Mar your perceptions of how your partner shows up in the relationship, mar your perceptions of what a relationship needs to be, or how the world should be. Remember, my focus is always going to be on your neurosis. Your neurosis is why you bring all these troubles into your surrounding, into the world around you. And if you're married, naturally, you're going to bring your inner conflicts, your troubles, your tension within yourselves, your inner battle within yourself, into your relationship. It's going to color everything that you see in your husband, in your partner, right? In everything. So a lot of time, you think marital counseling is going to change your husband. So it's not about you changing yourself first. It's always about how to change my husband so he stops doing this, or he start doing things that I like, that I want, that I need. If only, there's a lot of if onlys going on in your head. If only, he could just stop doing what he's doing. He could just stop being so sloppy. He could just do this instead, could do that instead. How difficult is it really, just to change? So you already make your husband or your partner as the source of your marital problem, discounting the fact that your energy is often why your husband or your partner behaves the way he does, or react to you the way he does. You understand, right? And I've spoken with quite a few ladies these days, and they are in a very toxic relationship. But unfortunately, not everyone is going to be open. So even though I say I'm the last resort, I'm the one who can help you out of your predicament. But if you're not ready to sort of like own your share of the problem, your marital issues, unfortunately, even I cannot help. So, and usually, oh yeah, but I'm so deeply hurt. He said what he said, he does what he does. Yeah, but did you look what you did to before he behaved the way he did? Like you acted so selfishly, so like a very self-absorbed way. You were jealous, you lashed out, you making him wrong on how you feel. Yeah, of course he's gonna respond the way he did. He's only human. It's so unfair to you to expect that he can change while you yourself haven't changed one bit since the last time you asked me for my advice. And when I tell you, go on, journey inward so I can help you better, because you're going to sit every week in my class and I will guide you while teaching you on the art of self-reflection, which you obviously are lacking. You cannot reflect. A lot of you who are having rocky relationship, the main issue is you don't know how to reflect. You only project. Do you know the difference between reflection and projection? Do you? In order for you not to project, you have to be empty inside. I'm not saying you have to be completely empty, because it's very rare, that anyone has come to that place in which they can extinguish or quell or conquer most of their thoughts, right? Which means they're floating above thoughts. They no longer identify with thoughts. So I always say, I'm detached from my thoughts. Because I can observe my thoughts as they arise, as they take place, and as they disappear. And I can choose the kind of thoughts I want to think about. If these thoughts I deem as useless and uh, making me stressed out, or making me angry, making me anxious, I could consciously choose to let go of those thoughts. The vast majority of people don't have that capacity. And especially those who are in this chronically toxic and rocky relationship, obviously you don't have that capacity yet to be so above thoughts and to be most of the time empty of thoughts. But that is the key to lack of projection. When you stop thinking, you stop broadcasting willy-nilly. Most of you are still willy-nilly thinkers, but that is okay. We are in our journeys. Wherever we are in our journey, you are right. Meaning, you're right in your journey. Embrace it, honor it. Right now, I am on the stage that I'm incapable of floating above my thoughts. I always get lost in my thoughts. I always identify with my thoughts. My thoughts really, more often than not, like 90% of the time, really get hold of my power. So I am a pawn of my thoughts. When my thoughts say jump, I would jump. When my thoughts say shout, I would shout. When my thoughts say lash out, I would lash out. There is very little capacity inside of me to really employ different perspectives on my thoughts that shift my perceptions. That's the key, ladies, perceptions, right? So in order for me to be able to teach you in depth, because I cannot just tell you in one sentence through PM or email about this, and then you get that aha sort of moment. It happens sometimes, but not quite often. So you need to sit in the program and in the class 2 hours every week and do your work. That is the inner work is. It's about self-reflection. It's always about processing your own stuff before projecting it out. Do you understand? That is the peak of emotional intelligence that I teach. Okay? And you cannot teach this unless you already embrace it in your daily life, or you already practice it in your daily life. Okay? And ladies, I'm not saying my relationship with Joe is perfect, but it's getting deeper the past 16 months thanks to the lockdown. Why it gets deeper instead of like being derailed? Even though, yeah, we had our moments of getting so annoyed with each other. I would shout at him, he would shout back at me. We would get angry and annoyed at each other. And I even threw stuff a few times at him because he was so annoying. But at the end of the day, we always got back together because we really realized that, we make each other's life easier instead of harder. We make each other's lives better. And it's so much better to be with someone you love, that you trust, who has your back unconditionally during this lockdown, than alone. Absolutely. So we are very blessed in that way that we actually grew up closer together. And there is no day past that I don't say to him that I love him. Probably I say I love him like 5 times a day. This is also to answer some of your questions. Why, is it okay to say I love you to my partner? Because I seem to have this sort of block to say how much I love him. Absolutely. Say it as many times as possible without expecting a response. I say it all the time just because that is how I truly feel. I truly love this man. He's not perfect. Nobody is. And I'm not perfect either, telling you. But we really are good together. We need each other. Need each other in a healthy way, not in a needy way. because our relationship is functional. Okay, at the end of the day, ladies, relationship is not about having sex 5 times a day, right? By the fireplace or walking hand in hand into the sunset. It's not about that at all. At the end of the day, relationship is about partnership. It's about uh, functionality, right? It's transactional, not in a sort of business oriented way. It doesn't have to be like that, but it means that we bring our fortes to the table and support each other, making a synergy into this uh, equation, right? This formula, or what you want to call it, the math function. So 1 plus 1 is no longer 2. Synergy is when 1 plus 1 equals 15, because you cover for each other, right? He might be good at accounting. You might be good at housekeeping. So you bring those fortes into your relationship, make it functional. This is why, at the end of the day, why people stay in a relationship. Because sooner or later, you know what, Han? Ladies, sex is going to die. When there is no more sex, that is the question. What is left in your relationship when sex is no longer on the table, for example? Because let's face it, we grow old, right? Our men, after the age of certain age, especially in their 40s and 50s and 60s, 70s, they're not gonna be as as horny, as gung ho as they used to be sexually. So what are you gonna do, huh? So you're gonna stick with the same person not because of the sex, right? And then let's face it as well, sex gets old with the same person for the rest of your life, and it's not a bad thing. But you stay in a relationship because it deepens into the spiritual partnership, spiritual territory. That, ladies, what is happening between me and Joey? We are in spiritual partnership. He is my spiritual partner. I am his spiritual partner. We are holding each other's hand in this journey together. That is what spiritual partnership is. We hold each other up, we raise each other up, and we have each other's back, you know, even though it's just unconditional love at the end of the day. Healthy relationship from passion, from sex, from physicality will deepen into unconditional love. That is the highest kind of love, right? Even though he's no longer as sexy as he used to be like buff, like has a 6 pack abs. This day he has 12 pack, 12 pack abs, right? He's got a pot belly, a beer belly, even though he doesn't drink beer. And the same with me. I used to be so sexy. These days, not so much, right? I begin to see wrinkles, even though I still feel pretty. But youthfulness, you cannot compete with youthfulness. At some point, we all are going to get old. And what are you going to do? You can do the Botox thing, the facelift, the boob job, the nose job, whatever it is. Which, ladies, by the way, I haven't done anything on my face. So this is all natural. No Botox, no nothing. All freckly fracks on my face. I do a facial once in a while. I put a lot of facial oil these days, but I've never done any work on my face. Okay, not in my body, not in my face. So no Botox, no collagen filler, no nonsense. Well, by the way, I mean, I don't mean to offend you if you do that sort of thing, but I just don't believe in that so much because I've seen it in, for example, the celebrities, they look weird. After the facelift, they look like. Have you been to a Star Trek convention recently, lady? That's why you look so tight. But if it works for you, by all means, lady, it's no judgment from me, right? I understand as a woman, we need to look to feel good about ourselves. But I already feel good about myself, wrinkles and all. Anyway, go back to that. So, and a lot of time, this marital counseling thing, right? Only one of them is more gung ho about working this out. It's only because he or she believes if only you can invite a third party to tell my husband or my wife that what she does or he does is terribly lousy and wrong, then we can save our relationship. So one of them is more gung ho to change the other person, while the other person, usually the husband, but could be also the wife, usually they already kind of give up. They already checked out from the relationship. So they will be sitting there in the counseling room, just basically not barely interested, right, in the process, and just basically shut down because, of course, the wife's gonna bring up all the problems that he causes that cause her to feel, very unhappy, very unfulfilled in the relationship, and so forth and so on. So, do you think with that kind of mindset, anything can be done through marital counseling? Likelihood is after the first or second time, the husband refuses to come back, right? Or the wife, whichever is less invested in the process. They just think, you know, I don't want to come back. So it doesn't go on forever. And then, the tips that the counselor come up with for the ladies or the man, whoever who has the most problems with the other is, this is how you communicate. This is how you fight fairly, right? You should not use the word you. You should always use the word I. Now do it at home. So you do it, you practice it, right? Like a homework. It might work the first or second time because you're still fresh at it and you want to try, and your husband is more receptive. Okay, that's it. But then something else happens that kind of adds to the pile of these accumulations, right? Because let's face it, ladies, most of you don't die to the past. You accumulate problems and issues throughout the years, right? You don't even let go. What happened 20 years ago, you still think about it, you still bring it up. It still wounds you. And in every fight, in every argument, you still bring it up. What he did 20 years ago, for example, right? Because it's never resolved. It just keeps piling up. So when something happens that is not related to this, what happened 20 years ago, but because it's so unresolved, the wound is still wet and open, right? It's still bleeding. You will go back to that just because you get triggered, you get annoyed. So he does something that is so totally unrelated to what he did 20 years ago, right? Because probably as usual, he forgot to put the dish in the dishwasher, for example. And now it's summertime. There'll be ants everywhere, roaches everywhere, flies everywhere, and the blood is bubbling up again. And you begin to think about what happened 20 years ago, and then you bring it up into the conversation. This is what you are like. You always, and watch the words you use. You always, you never, right? Isn't it what perception is all about? Most of our perceptions are marred by our need to preserve the integrity of ourselves, to preserve the ego, because the ego always needs to be right. So you tend to discount the positive things, the positive contributions that your husband or your partner makes or invests or does in the marriage or in the relationship because you are so angry. And the anger doesn't necessarily have to come from him. Okay? Let me drink first. The anger is because you have chronic anger issue inside of you. And if you sit in journey inward, you'll be able, with my guidance, to trace back the source of that anger. What is it that exactly make you angry? Obviously, it's not because just one dish. He forgot to put the dish in the dishwasher. Yeah, even though the ants are kind of annoying, right? Obviously, it's not that. But there is something else that sort of stimulate your chronic anger issues that might stem from the time before even you met your husband. Stem from the time probably in your childhood. Let's be curious and trace it, dig it. You see? If you want to do that, with my help every week, and you have a lot of classes to catch up, at least 12 classes for you to catch up when you sign up for Journey Inward. All right, ladies? So, what else? So that, because the focus is on not inner work, the focus is on fixing the other person or your partner. That is the number one reason why marital counseling doesn't work. Number two is because one of them pretty much has checked out, right? And number three, because you don't see anything wrong with you, right? And you're not ready to work on yourself. That's what I actually said the first time. So if you're not ready to look into your role, into your contributions to the rockiness of your relationship, ladies, nobody can help you. Not even Jesus, not even Lord Buddha, okay? Not even Lao Tzu. Nobody, not even Carrie Napang, can help you save your marriage if you don't see anything wrong with yourself, right? So only those who ask for help will naturally be receptive for help. So if you feel that you're ready to dig deeper into the issues, the main issues why you always end up in a rocky codependent relationship, then you are ready for my message. When you're ready to be curious that there is a different dimension that your consciousness can access, that doesn't revolve around I, me, mine, then you're ready for the highest truth, the highest message from the man whisperer and the last resort. And I'm going to tell you, not in a judgmental way. Okay, that is the beauty of Journey Inward. It's not a judgmental place at all. It's a safe space for you to explore. So I even become so vulnerable during the program. I tell you what bothers me, what triggers me, and what did I do to transcend, to overcome those triggers. Okay, and I never discuss that openly with publicly with anyone, not with you guys, not with in the free class. So if you want to listen to what my struggle was or has been, then sign up for Journey Inward. So you ladies can come to the place of at least an attempt not to judge yourself. Because I will tell you again and again during the classes, forgive yourself. Don't judge yourself. Cease that self-judgment. That self-judgment is why you're always very judgmental of other people. Okay? Whatever you see in other people, you have it yourself. Embrace it. Embrace it. That's the whole message. And you tell me how this thing will not help your relationship. How this thing will not prevent divorce from happening in your marriage, for example. Right? So that number three, you're ready to change. Because when you think You can only save your marriage if you can hire somebody to tell your husband that he's so wrong, then he will change. Oh my God, you are still under an illusion. Nobody can change another person. It's hard as it is to change ourselves, so forget about changing another person. Okay, it's not a method. There is no method to change another person. You can only change yourself. And when the change is genuine and fundamental, meaning from the inside out, you will naturally lose that shift in energy that your partner will pick on, that your husband will pick. Wow, she is so much less jaded. She is so much less uh, snippy with me. She's so much kinder, nicer. Like whoever thought that being nice to your partner will change your relationship, right? Whoever thought? It's very simple. Just be kind, be gentle, be nice to your partner. Then he doesn't need a reason to leave the relationship. But it's, of course, very hard to do when you are so unhappy, when you're so unfulfilled, when you still believe that there is another person on this earth that can make you fulfilled and happy in a relationship. Correct? Right? All right. So, do you have any questions? So, here from Donna. How to handle when your husband doesn't really trust you? We've been together for 3 years. Things are different than we had agreed upon prior to getting married. It's hard for me now to trust him and I feel dishonored. Dana, honey, you want to speak to me how I can save your marriage? So I need more details. So you give a very sort of general. I understand it's a public place, right? So probably you cannot go into too much detail. But you ask me. So he basically what you say is he doesn't really stick to the promises that he made before we got married. What are they? Okay. This is why it's very important, ladies, for you to be flexible. Meaning you're not so attached to an idea, whatever it is, which many of you are, right? Oh, I need this, especially surrounding the concept of needs. I need, and he doesn't fulfill my needs. Here's my love language. My love language is diamond. And instead, he brings me flowers. No diamond, right? My love language is a Lamborghini, Porsche, right? You really believe in this love languages, and then you stuck to that philosophy, or stuck on the philosophy, and also the concept. Oh, I'm an anxious attacher, and he's an avoidant, and you stuck with that theory as well of attachment style, as if you have no power over yourself to change your perceptions of things. That is a sign of a very limited level of consciousness, a very limited awareness. Naturally, as someone who is with restricted awareness, you're gonna face more obstacles in your relationships, right? Every little thing has become an obstacle because you don't have um, a wide repertoire of responses. So you're always very predictable. When something doesn't go along in accordance to your expectations of how things should be, how a man needs to be in a relationship, or your desire, right? Or your so-called needs, yeah, then you scrambling to try to fix the situations instead of focusing on how you can expand so you are not bothered by those things. You're getting busy trying to fix your partner, what to do, what not to do, giving him a set of instructions, a laundry list of grievances, and so forth and so on. And human nature is, once or twice you are told to be wrong. You will receive, you will accept it, you will try to understand, you will try to tolerate it. But 20 years of being told that you are wrong, you are not the type of person that, the other person wants you to be. What do you think the reaction is going to be? How would you feel if you're being told like 5 years, day in, day out, or 20 years, day in, day out, that you cannot be the type of person I need you to be. I want you to be. I don't accept you the way you are. Ladies, you understand what I'm saying? So when you don't take the other person the way they are, do you think they're going to be always receptive of your grievances? Think about it. It's common sense. Think about it. Right? Of course not. At some point, they will just check out from the relationship. They stop trying. If they don't respond in a equally angry way, they just ignore you. They check out. They stop trying. They stop investing in the relationship. It's only because you are so unflexible. Okay? You treat all these promises, all your ideas, your attachment to an idea as the gospel. No surprise. No surprise. Your relationship is so rocky because you're not nice. You cannot even be nice to your partner. By the way, talking about accepting the other person just the way you are makes me want to sing. There is a song I like called Just the Way You Are. And ladies, my friend came for a visit from New York like 2 weeks ago, right? And then she brought this karaoke microphone, and we did it in a hot tub, and we had so much fun. So it inspired me. Wow! Actually, what a great idea to sing in my hot tub during this depressing lockdown. So I get it for myself, and here's the microphone. And the great thing is, when you are here, ladies, one of these days when we are open again, we're gonna play. We're gonna just you're gonna listen to me, my lecture, my speech in the Let Yourself Go hot tub while having fun, singing, dancing, drinking, or whatever you want to do, right? So maybe we should just have a karaoke while waiting for more questions from you, ladies. Let's practice this song. It's fun. Just the way you are. And if it's not perfect, forgive me. Don't go changing and try to please me. You never let me down before. Don't imagine you're too familiar and I don't see you anymore. I would not leave you in times of trouble. We never could have come this far. Ooh, I took the good times. I'll take the bad times. I'll take you just the way you are. Don't go trying some new fashion. Don't change the color of your hair. You always have my unspoken passion, although I might not seem to care. I don't want clever conversation. I never want to work that hard. Ooh, I just want someone that I can talk to. I want you just the way you are. I need to know that you will always be the same old someone that I knew. Oh, what will it take till you believe in me the way that I believe in you? I said I love you, and that's forever. And this I promise from the heart. Ooh, I just want someone that I can talk to. I want you just the way you are. Thank you, ladies. It's fun, isn't it? What else do you want me to sing? My girlfriend created a monster. Ladies, that is the first song from the Man Whisperer, The Last Resort. So, when I was a child, you know, I was I was having a dream. I was dreaming to be a singer, but obviously I don't have, uh, you know, uh, like the right amount of talent. The right amount of talent. I can sing, on key. Yeah. Unlike Joey, for example, Joey cannot carry a tune if his life depends on it. So I'm a bit better. I mean, I know I'm not Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey. As long as low key, I can sing it just fine, right? So it's fun, and I really, the first 2 days of having this karaoke, I sang almost like for a few hours, and it felt really great. And you know why? You know why it felt really great? Because when you sing something that is easy for you, that you can do, right? You don't have to struggle. You get out of your head and just totally in the moment, in your heart, in your soul, and give your best into the song, even though you do it for yourself, just for your own enjoyment, right? So it's really therapeutic. It's really healing, don't you think? So I give you, so I'm giving you now an idea of what to do when you are like so uh, under the weather, you're feeling depressed, stressed out because of the continuous lockdown, with no end inside. Get a Microsoft, no. Get a uh, karaoke microphone and just get out of your head into your body, learn to be in the moment. That makes it into a spiritual practice. It doesn't have to be singing though, ladies. If you like to dance, for example, right? Any kind of dancing, any kind of performance art that needs you to get out of your head to perform, it's very therapeutic. So if you love painting, do painting. If you love singing, do singing. If you love dancing or strip teasing for yourself, for example, if you have a pole at home, you can be pole dancing. Do it. Do it just to get out of your head and into your body. Or knitting even, right? Sewing, whatever it is that requires you just to focus, to get out of your head. That includes also toilet cleaning. All right. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Macjabinaglo. Is that how you pronounce your last name, maybe? Thank you so much. Are you really black or are you just pretending? I ain't no black. Oh my God. But you know what? To be honest with you, and some people would say that I'm stereotyping, but I think black people, black artists, black singers make the best singers. Don't you agree? Right? They're just like so soulful. Something about black singers. Their singing comes from soul, from their heart. So even though there are a lot of like singers from other races with very beautiful voices, the difference is it's that the icing on the cake that you cannot teach, the soulfulness, your soul. You bring your soul into your work. That's what makes you so uber successful, ladies, in whatever you do. Like I bring my soul into my work, right? So, and you make your work your vocation, your vacation. That is the key to success, right? Make your vacation or turn your vacation into your vocation, and you never have to work a day in your life. This is why I'm like an energizer bunny. I'm a walking content because it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like a chore to me. It feels like a hobby. It's still a hobby, and I'll do it even if I don't get paid. You know what I'm saying? But fortunately, I do get paid because otherwise, how am I gonna survive, right? So, any other questions, ladies? Oh, it's so much fun. Should we sing another song? What song do you think you will like? So there is a question here from Rose. Oh, okay, Rose. Hi, Kat. Those wordings never work. Even if you avoid you, never, always, and you use I, we, I feel, it's bullshit. Never works. Very good, Rose. Very good. It's true. It doesn't work because nothing changes inside of you. The energy doesn't change. The energy still comes from a place of lack, of insecurities, of anger, of skewed expectations, of resentment, of egoic consciousness. Bottom line, right? So if you're still operating in the egoic consciousness, ladies, your relationship cannot be anything but rocky. Take it from me. Okay? Only when you are expanding yourself, when you push your boundaries to the self, to include more and more people, to include your partner and people around you, you are going to have great relationship with other people. And if you don't, if say for whatever reason you still don't like some people, it won't bother you. So you will just basically, hey, we're not vibing. We're really not of the same wavelength of frequency. So I wish you luck. I wouldn't hang around you, but I wouldn't be so angered by you either. I just don't find that we are of the same tribe, which is fine, right? So the main thing is you are peaceful and happy inside of yourself. And when you're peaceful and happy with yourself, inside of yourself, despite your partner and relationships, what is the chance for your partner to feel closer to you, to love you more, to go deeper in the spiritual journey with you. What is the chance? You are a nice person, obviously. He will love you and respect you and cherish you more thanks to that. So it's not about how you word. It's all right, Rose. It's not about how you word your sentences. Okay? If you are unhappy inside, sooner or later uh, you're going to leak all over your surrounding that that unhappiness. And Rose says, that was supposed to be my wedding song. My sister got married first and stole my song. Oh, Rose, I'm sorry, honey. So are you engaged? Or you're not engaged right now, right? So, but you wanted it to be your song, but now it's been stolen by your sister. Well, we'll find another song for you, hon. What about please release me, let me go? All right, and there is another one from CD. Is that how I pronounce your name, hon? What's the difference between an EUM and a narcissist? Wow, ladies, stop using that word narcissist, or like every time a man like disappoints you, right? Or is not committing, and you automatically assume he's a narcissist just because, at first he was laying it thick on you, so, he would melt your resistance, right? And the minute your resistance is melted, he changed his tune. Now all of a sudden, he became an EUM. Before broadcasting and projecting, again, learn the difference between reflection and projection. Before projecting that the problem is him, you're going to reflect first, what have I done that contributes to him pulling away, to him become wishy-washy, to him becoming an EUM. Usually, not always, but usually, there has been things that you did or you have done that make him gun shy because you're too aggressive, you're too eager, you're too interested. Or in other words, you're not in your feminine energy. Okay, ladies? And when you're in your masculine energy of chasing, of initiating, of leaning forward, you're gonna get the response that is not according to your desire and wish and expectations. So before labeling a guy a narcissist, I invite you ladies to look into that first and say, you haven't done any of that, and he still pulls away anyway. That still doesn't mean he's a narcissist. He just probably whatever, change his mind, or maybe because he is more attracted or more into the other situationship he is currently in. In other words, he is right now prioritizing another rotational girl, right? After you, meaning that he is for the time being more taken by the another girl in his rotation. It happens, and still it doesn't mean that that's the end of both of you. A lot of time the guy will choose first the other lady, for example, in their rotation, right? But then, a few weeks later or a few months later, he realizes she has a lot of issues and baggage and expectations, and she is batshit crazy. And then he begins to, to think back about you. Doesn't mean he's a narcissist just because he changed his mind or he's not sure about you at first, or he chose another girl before you, right? It happens. Everything is fair in love and war. So love is like war. You're going to audition, both of you. He's going to audition, yeah, because he's in your rotation too, I hope. Some of you are so adamant about not having a rotation. to your disadvantage, because trust me, he has his own rotation. So you mirror him. Monkey does, monkey sees, monkey does. Okay? So he has a rotation, you have a rotation. So both of you going to audition with each other. It's only fair, right? And just because he doesn't fulfill your expectation and wish and desire, doesn't mean he's a narcissist. So he has to do much more than that to be called a narcissist. All right? I'm not saying that there is no narcissistic guy either. Obviously, there are narcissistic men and women. A lot of you ladies, in fact, are showing a lot of degree of narcissism in you. That's why your relationship is so rocky. That's why you cannot see his point of view. And you always think you are the right person. So you lash out all the time. This is why marital counseling doesn't work for you. So don't waste your money. Okay? What works better than marital counseling is always working on yourself in your own time, separate from your husband. Your husband can also work on himself with a counselor if he chooses to, or a therapist. I can work with both of you if you want to, separately. Maybe there will be sessions in which I will sit you together, but more likely than not, I will just have single sessions with each one of you. So you can be just your true self, and I can hear from both sides what the real problem is. So I can point out your blind spot as well as your husband blind spot. That's all it takes. It takes one person to change the dynamic of a relationship. Okay, so you don't need marital counseling. Just work on yourself, on your unhappiness, on your baggage, on your unresolved issues, and I can help you how to do it. And I give you perspective that is so all-encompassing. You have to change from the inside out. You cannot not change when you're ready, because you will see what I mean. And then you will realize, oh my God, the entire time I had these false assumptions about relationship. I had false assumption about human nature, about my partner, about my husband, that caused me not to be able to respond in an appropriate way. I become reactive instead of responsive. Okay? Now, let's sing another song, shall we? What about I Don't Want to Talk About It? Are you ready, ladies? I can tell by your eyes that you've probably been crying forever. And the stars in the sky don't mean nothing to you. They're a mirror. I don't wanna talk about it, how you broke my heart. If I stay here just a little bit longer, if I stay here, won't you listen to my heart? Whoa, heart. If I stand all alone, Will the shadow hide the color of my heart? Blue for the tears, black for the night's fears. The stars in the sky don't mean nothing to you. They're a mirror. I don't wanna talk about it, how you broke my heart. If I stay here just a little bit longer, if I stay here, won't you listen to my heart? Whoa, my heart. Sing with me, ladies. Sing along. I don't wanna talk about it, how you broke this old heart. If I stay here just a little bit longer, if I stay here, won't you listen to my heart? Oh, my heart, my heart. Whoa, my heart. Are you having fun? I am having fun, ladies. Woo! Wow, so much fun. So I have like 26% left. So if you have a question, ladies, if you have any question, ask me now, because I gotta go soon. So Rose says there are only 2% of real narcissists worldwide. We have to consider that maybe he's only not into us. Sometimes it's not about not being into either, Rose. It's just that the timeline doesn't match. You want him to be whatever you want him to be at this moment, and he's not there because he's playing the field, right? He's still rotating. There are a lot of women who he likes, and as I said, it's audition time, and there are maybe they're rebounding, right? Meaning that they just want to play the field. They don't want to get serious at this very moment. They're not in the headspace for that. So it's nothing to do with not being into you, okay? Because you're so brainwashed by this notion that, you know, a man will know within 3 months if you're the one. Yeah, if they're in the headspace for that. A lot of time, men are not in the headspace for, you know, hot and heavy in a relationship. They just want to, you know, have their ducks in a row first while having fun on the side. Doesn't mean they won't fall in love with you. Doesn't mean they can commit or won't commit. You know, if you know how to play your card right, being a cat's goddess, you have nothing to worry about. If he's supposed to fall in love with you, he will. If he's supposed to be your man, your husband, he will be. There's no doubt about it. Just be that right woman first before he can be your Mr. Right. Okay? Let's see what else. Any other song you want me to sing, ladies? Really, Catherine asks. Hi, Catherine. Really curious to know your thoughts on polyamory, Kat. It sounds good on paper, but the logistic of it might be messy. Some people might be ready for that kind of thing. I would like to think as well that I'm ready for that kind of thing, but to be honest with you, I don't know how the logistics of it can take place. It will be, a lot of, let's say, awkwardness. Even though when, we agreed to try and this and that. So if it does work for you, I have no judgment against anyone who wants to explore or any couple who thinks that polyamory is their thing. As for myself, I don't know because I've never tried. It might work, might not work, who knows? But then again, I don't have the energy to really juggle a few relationships either, right? It's hard enough with one person. But maybe because of that, polyamory is desirable because as you de-invest from just one main relationship, you still have a main relationship, of course. You de-invest from just the one and only relationship, you become just more less invested in every one of the relationship in the scheme. It might work better for some people. I don't know. I guess, unless you try it yourself, ladies, you will never know. So if you ask me, you're just gonna ask about my opinions, and most of the time, whatever I coming out of my mind, it's not opinions. I'm not that interested in opinions, to be honest with you. Opinions are from the superficial, shallow mind. Okay, so what I teach you, for the most part, are not opinions, ladies. What I teach is basically reality. What is knowledge, self-knowledge. That's why it works. It works so marvelous well. There are many copycats of me around. All right. So should we sing? Oh, here, try this song, My Way. I love this song. In celebration of my way, because I do it my way, ladies. And now, oh, sorry. It's not the right key. Okay, it's not the right key yet. Try again later. So, okay, let's try. The end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, and so it through without exemption. I plan each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I did all more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a woman? What has she got? If not herself, then she has not to say the things she truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way. Yes, it was my way. Yes, ladies, it was my way, and I'm proud to say I did it my way. I did it my way to get into this place, to live in this paradise, and you can learn from me too. By the way, talking about doing it my way, I'm opening for a new cycle of Midas Touch, the exploration of your genius zone, as well as my coach certification program. We'll talk about it some other time. Maybe I'm not gonna wait 2 months for the next free class, maybe next week. So I'm gonna talk about the coach certification program and Midas Touch. If you want the kind of success that I live, not being stressed out, not being burnt out because you operate on your feminine energy like 95% or 99% of the time, and you can do it my way. Okay. So far in my coach certification program that I did in 2019, late 2019, so pretty much started last year. So this is the second cycle, right? This this coming cycle. I've had 3 trained coaches who have launched their programs, and they have earned their income during training, like 6 months into the training, they already started making money within our community. So for those 3 coaches, I've already uh, share profit in the amount close to $10,000, 10,000 US dollars for 3 coaches. So if you're interested to be my train coach, ladies, you can sign up, PM me. I'll give you the link later as well if you're interested, okay? And right now, I have 14% left in my computer. Oh, such a lovely Saturday evening class today, ladies. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope to see you again next week or next 2 weeks maybe, yeah, for our next free class. And sign up for Journey Inward. And last but not least, also the fan subscriptions, only $99 a month. And you can go in and out as you please, but stay for at least 3 months so you can receive a bonus of my hit classes, individual hit classes valued at $107. So on top of the hundreds of 67 classes that you can listen to and the additional two classes a week by myself and Coach Desha. Coach Desha currently has scheduled 3 Saturdays a month because she's busy. Soon she will also show up every week. So you're gonna have 2 coaching sessions a week just for $99 a month. Imagine that. On top of free access to the library of previous satsangs and classes you won't find anywhere else on the face of the planet Earth. I can assure you. You know, other coaches, you know, they're less successful than I am, but they charge crazy amount of money, $5,000, $6,000 for their programs. Fluffy content. I can tell you that they're running out of content within 50 minutes of classes. I talk to you even during free classes like that for over an hour, and I still go on and on and on and on forever. Because I'm a walking content. So, right? So you want value? There is no better place for value than Karina Pang, the man whisperer and the last resort. Thank you so much for being here, ladies. I appreciate you. I love you all. Thank you for your support. I'll see you again next week or next, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And happy Independence Day tomorrow. Please don't get depressed. You know, do something to celebrate our Independence Day, even though we are in captivity still. Thank you so much. I'll see you again sometime soon. Bye-bye. Namaste.